Hey guys, Matt here and welcome to this brand new episode of my collab. Now firstly, I just want to apologise for not updating my channel that much within the last week. Ever since my last review, which was on Creed's Arolfa when I went to Scarborough. It feels like quite a while ago since I went, so that's mainly why I'm apologising, because it has been a while for me. So yeah, we're actually going to be looking at fragrances in my collection and also a friend of mine's collection. My friend Matt, all the way from Chicago, United States. I've already done a collaboration with him before where we talked about vintage fragrances. However, in this video we are going to be talking about fragrances that are masterpieces, or fragrances that we consider gems in our collections. So, what we're going to do is we're going to look at Matt's honourable mention, then we'll come back and look at my honourable mention. Let's have a look.
So for my underrated gems, we're going to do 5 with an honorable mention. So we'll do our honorable mention first, and that would be Emeraud. This was made by Coty. It's been made a very long time. It came out in 1921. And to me, it's like a brighter, more happier Shalimar, where Shalimar is darker. It's very citrusy, very powdery, but it reminds you a little bit of Shalimar, but just a little bit brighter. So this would be my honorable mention, Emeraud. And I think it's an underrated gem because you hear more people talk about Shalimar and not Emeraud. And I think everybody should check out Emeraud.
Okay, so my honourable mention on this list is actually my scent of the day, funnily enough. I consider this fragrance great value for money, but also great quality. Like, that's the great thing about this. And this is a fragrance by Dunhill, and it's called 51.3N. Now, I actually showed this in a video called Recent Purchases, where I went out and I got this fragrance. I also bought Homme by Versace. And this one, I've sat down with it and I've actually wore it quite a lot. And I just love it. I absolutely love wearing this fragrance. Opens up with this beautiful rhubarb note and this really juicy grapefruit. And then after a while, after it's been on your skin for a couple of hours, it dies down to this beautiful sandalwood, amber and vanilla. Oh, honestly, it's absolutely gorgeous. The bottle's absolutely gorgeous too. It's really heavy, solid glass. The cap's made of metal, just like, you know, Icon's bottle. It's pretty much the same sort of pattern. Beautiful fragrance, definitely under the radar, and it's a fragrance that you guys need to check out now. If you like rhubarb, this is a great fragrance to go for. Please do try it. So that's my honorable mention. Now let's check out Matt's number 5.
My next one, number 5, we're gonna go with Roca's Mustache. And this is a beautiful scent. This came out, this is another old one. I tend to like a lot of old school scents. This one came out in 1948, and it's an aromatic fougere, and it's very beautiful. It has honey, it has basil in it, it has lemon, and those notes in the opening are just amazing, and it's just very beautiful. I have it on right now, and just the herbs, and it's very green and just very fresh and just beautiful. And this is definitely an underrated gem because I don't hear many people talk about this one either. So this would be number 5.
Now my number 5 on this list, guys, comes from the house of Joop. Yeah, Joop. The classic house of Joop. German quality at its best, I think. This is a fragrance house which people do like, but a lot of people don't like. So it's definitely love-hate. And this fragrance is definitely under the radar. This one, to me, is a little gem hidden in the fragrance community, in my opinion. You guys might disagree, but this fragrance is fantastic. And it's called Splash. Now, I reviewed this not long ago. It was the day I got it, but I have wore this not actually that much. I've worn mostly other summer fragrances like Nautica Voyage and Set Sail St. Bart's a lot more. But this one, however, I like to keep for those special days in the summer, you know. I mean, could be worn in the spring too, I guess, but it is mostly a summer fragrance. Now, this fragrance to me is just under the radar because of its unique summer vibe that it has. Usually a lot of summer fragrances, you know, have that typical citrus opening. This one, however, is very different. This one has cassowary fruit, which is a type of plum, which is only found in New Guinea and Australia. So it's very unique in the opening. It has this bubblegum sort of watermelon vibe to it, which I really like about this. But what I like about it more than anything is the salty notes that it has. So it reminds you of the sea. So it's got those salty notes, and it dies down to this nice geranium and sandalwood. Beautiful fragrance in my opinion. It is getting discontinued soon, guys, so if you can find this fragrance, you need to find it and get it. Seriously. This is a difficult fragrance to hate, I think, because I've gotten so many compliments on this whenever I've wore it. A lot of people do enjoy the smell on me. They think I smell really refreshing and clean and very unique as well. But personally, I think this is a very sexy smell. It's perfect for the summer. It would be perfect for any sort of climate, really, if you really want to wear it. But personally, it is one of my favorite summer fragrances. This is Jupe, or Jupe Splash, as we say it here in the north of England. Jupe Splash by Jupe. Now let's check out Matt's number 4.
For number 4, we're gonna go with Wings. Don't hear too many people talk about Wings at all either. Giorgio Beverly Hills Wings. This, according to Fragrantica, came out in 1994, and this to me is just an amazing scent. I've been wearing this a lot this summer, and to me it's one of the best aquatics. It's very masculine, very, very amazing for an aquatic. It's so fresh and it's just great in the summertime, and you can't go wrong with this one. So that's Giorgio Beverly Hills Wings. I definitely checked this one out. It's just an amazing scent, and it doesn't get a lot of love or attention.
Now my number 4, guys, is a very under the radar fragrance. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if any of you guys have heard of this fragrance before. Gets compared a lot to, you know, well, its main comparing fragrance, I would say, is Balenciaga Pour Homme, which, again, another sort of under the radar fragrance and known as a masterpiece to anybody who has a bottle of it, including me. This one is very similar to that. It's also very inexpensive online, and it's so rare. That's the thing. And it's a fragrance that comes from a French house called Aubusson. And this fragrance is called Aubusson Homme. This fragrance came out in 1992, and it's got these sort of fir needles, pine needle, apple sort of vibe to it. Beautiful fragrance, but it's also got cinnamon in there as well. This is a fragrance that I get reminded of whenever I think of Christmas, especially when I was a kid. My parents would go into the attic and take out all the Christmas decorations, you know, like in boxes, bags, and everything. And they would have this sort of storage smell, this sort of moist smell with like a wooden vibe. Like they've been in storage for a year, you know what I mean? That sort of smell. Well, that's what this reminds me of. And you guys are probably thinking, well, that's disgusting. But seriously, right? It's great. Like, it just brings back that moment. It smells of cinnamon. It's got this little hint of patchouli in there. Tiny bit of cedarwood as well. But what really makes it is this very unique take of this apple pie sort of opening with this fir pine needle opening as well with it. Very, very unique fragrance, and it's incredible, honestly. It's also got some aldehydes in there, so it is a little bit strong on the opening, but the only thing I don't like about this fragrance is the fact that it doesn't last long. I only get maybe about 5 to 6 hours out of this, even though, what's funny is, for the first time ever since wearing this, the other night it lasted 8 hours on my skin. Don't know what it was, I don't know. But yes, the most I'm getting out of this is 5 to 6 hours, which isn't great. It's not quite a powerhouse fragrance, even though it comes across as looking like a powerhouse scent. It's not. This is actually quite a subtle fragrance. Even though it is strong with those aldehydes and that apple opening, it's still not a strong fragrance. After a while, it does get a little bit smoky. It does become a little bit of a woody fragrance, but honestly, this is great. If you guys can find a bottle of this, I would recommend getting it if you're into your classic fragrances. Me being a retro fan and me being into my classic scents, this is no exception. Seriously, this is a fantastic fragrance. You guys need to check out this. This is Aubusson Homme by Aubusson. Now let's check out Matt's number 3.
We're gonna go with Toujours Moi, and this is another one that came out in 1921, so this is another old school scent. This to me is just beautiful. To me, it just reminds me of a romantic Paris night. It's very powdery, woody. It's got some citruses in the beginning. It's just amazing, and it's just very romantic, and it reminds me of like Paris, like back in the day. And I think it's one that everybody should check out.
Now my number 3 on this list, guys, comes from the French jewelry house of Cartier. Now Cartier are quality, no doubt about it. High quality, second to none. Seriously, they are fantastic. But this fragrance In fact, a lot of Cartier's fragrances are sort of under the radar. They don't get mentioned a lot in the fragrance community. And this one especially. This is a classic fragrance that came out in 1981, and it's called Santos de Cartier. This fragrance is fantastic. If you like Kouros, if you like a lot of 80s powerhouse fragrances, this one is right up your alley. It opens up with this animalic sort of leathery vibe with some black pepper in there as well. So it's quite a musky fragrance, it's quite earthy, it's quite green, but it's also got this little touch of herbal qualities in there as well. But what really makes it is that leather note and that black pepper. Seriously, this is a fragrance that you need to go for. So under the radar, people don't talk about it as much as they really should. This is just a classic, and it's a fragrance that you do need to smell. I wouldn't blind buy this one per se. I would sample it first, see what you think, and if you really like it, get yourself a bottle. This is Santos de Cartier by Cartier. Now let's check out Matt's number 2.
For number 2 for underrated gems, we're gonna go with Vivienne Westwood Boudoir, and this came out in 2013, so there are some new ones on here. Okay, so this to me, it's floral, it's woody, it's musky, it's very sensual. It's just an amazing scent. My only thing with this is this thing is so strong that you have to really watch the sprays on it, or else it become cloying. It's probably the jasmine, but it's just an amazing scent. And the bottle's really awesome. Like, just check out that bottle. Try to get closer. Just awesome bottle.
Now, my number 2 on this list, guys, we are going to go to the Italian genius Gianni Versace in his amazing house of Versace. And this fragrance is so under the radar. This is probably the most under the radar fragrance I have in my entire list here. Definitely. Because it's niche quality. It's a niche quality fragrance. It smells fantastic. Longevity on this is amazing. I get so many compliments on this scent. Everything about it is positive. It doesn't smell synthetic. Everything about it is just honestly amazing. And this is Versace Man. Now, whenever you guys might be, aware of Versace Man El Fresh. Great fragrance for the summer. Sort of aquatic fragrance, isn't it? This one is totally different. In fact, this is the original. Man El Fresh is the flanker. This one is spicy. It's a spicy, woody oriental. So we get notes of cardamom, we get a little bit of saffron, but the most enjoyable note in this whole fragrance to me is that tobacco. It smells like a cigar tobacco with that sort of woody geranium with that little bit of saffron. Beautiful fragrance, honestly. This is a fragrance that smells so good. In fact, if it hadn't been for Travis from his YouTube channel, Zenobia Scents, for sending me a little sample, I wouldn't have known anything about this fragrance. So thank you very much, Travis, for really opening my mind on Versace Man. Honestly, I'm so glad that I smelled it and looked it, because this is a fantastic fragrance. So thanks again, man. And guys, do check out this fragrance. It is quite rare. A lot of people think it's discontinued. I don't know. However, I don't know if it is discontinued or not. But if you guys can get a bottle of this, check it out, see what you think, and I think you'll really enjoy it. So, this is Versace Man. In fact, guys, let me tell you, if you like Versace Pour Homme Oud Noir, you might like this. You'll see what I mean. Now let's check out Matt's number 1.
For number 1, we're gonna go with Estee Lauder Amber Mystique. This came out in 2012. To me, this is the number 1 underrated scent because it's very amazing. It's niche quality in a designer bottle, and it has oud, it has incense, it has some florals, some fruits, some leather, some patchouli, and it's just amazing. And the oud's not overpowering. It's just blended very well, and I'm really surprised that not many people talk about it more. And I think this is probably my number 1 underrated scent. I'm just amazed that so many reviewers out there do not talk about this scent, especially with like a lot of people that love oud and stuff. You'd think it'd be more on the radar. So this is my number 1 underrated gem, and there you go.
Now, before I show you guys my number 1, none of these fragrances are in any particular order. It just so happens that I've kept this one till last. Now, I know I've gone on about this fragrance a lot, and you guys probably already know what it is. The reason I've gone on about it a lot is because it is literally an amazing fragrance. Comes from a French clothing company called Ted Lapidus. This fragrance is called Lapidus Pour Homme. Very inexpensive. That's the first thing I'm going to say about this. You can pick up a bottle of this in the UK for about £15 for 100ml. This is my second bottle. I've still got another bottle which has just got a little bit left. So once I've used that up, I'll move on to this one. Came out in 1987, so this one is very 80s, very retro, but it has this sort of gentleman quality to it. This beautiful, smart, handsome vibe to it. The only way I can describe this fragrance in one word would be mesmerizing. Seriously. Has notes of honey, it's got some lavender, it's got a little bit of pineapple in there, but the most amazing note in this fragrance is that tobacco. I love tobacco, and I think tobacco is just an amazing note to have in a fragrance. You cannot smell more gentleman with a note of tobacco, in my opinion. This tobacco isn't like, you know, the tobacco in Versace Man, but it's unique. It's a unique twist on tobacco. Probably the most amazing note in that whole fragrance is that tobacco. But the lavender is also really nice too. The lavender is powdery, it's soft, but even though it's a very soft lavender, it plays a big role in this fragrance because it's there. It's straight in your face when you smell this fragrance. In fact, straight there, like, whew, yeah, lavender. But we're also getting this little bit of black pepper as well. So the black pepper and lavender is really what makes this fragrance. But that tobacco's there, like it doesn't leave you. It's just a great fragrance, honestly. Like the only way I can really explain this fragrance to you is it's mesmerizing, like I said. So if you guys can find this fragrance, check it out, see what you think. You might be able to find little samples of it online if you don't want to buy it, like find a big bottle of it. Like I say, if you love it, get yourself a bottle. It's cheap enough and it's amazing. Now, Lapidus Pour Homme is known well for its longevity. This fragrance will last on your skin probably around 13 plus hours. I'm not kidding, seriously. I'm not taking the mick or anything. I'm being deadly serious with you guys. This fragrance lasts about that long. I've gotten longer sometimes, like when I've used like lotion, like unscented lotion, getting around 15 hours. So it might be worth checking that out if you're into that. But 13 plus hours for a fragrance that costs £15 from a sort of low budget company like Ted Lapidus, you cannot go wrong. Seriously. And it's a little bit similar, I suppose, to Santos de Cartier. I mean, the bottles are very similar. They have their own atomizers, but they are very, very similar fragrances. So if you do like this fragrance, check this one out. So, guys, I just want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you guys for watching. And, of course, thank you very much, Matt, for showing me your 5 fragrances plus your honorable mention. I just really appreciate it. And if you guys want to check out Matt's channel, I'll leave his link in the description below. Please do check it out. He's got some great videos on there. He's into his classic fragrances, so, you know, show him the support. Just check out his channel. I think you'll not regret it. He's got some great videos on there, and he's a great guy. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a great summer. It's been quite crap, the weather here recently. We haven't had the sunshine like we have had in the last few previous weeks, but I hope that the sun does come out soon. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching this video on my channel, FragranceMatt. I hope you're all having an amazing summer, like I said. Keep smelling good, and bye-bye for now.